And we're live. Thank you, everyone, for joining the first demo day for the DoraHacks Space Resources and Exploration Grant. We're joined today by Leia from SpaceRadar. She is one of the winners of the Space Resource and Exploration Grant. We're very excited for her application demo today. But before we dive into that, just to provide a short intro about the grant background, the Space Resources and Exploration Grant is actually a long-term initiative by DoraHacks designed to foster space tech innovation. As I mentioned, the first round just wrapped up. We have funded 2 amazing projects. This is the very first time DoraHacks has ventured into supporting space tech innovation. So it marks a very significant milestone for us. So we're very excited to have the opportunity to be here with IA and SpaceRadar today. Our commitment to supporting innovators in the space tech sector overall remains unwavering. And the second round is actually open for submissions until August 11th as well. The prize pool for the second round is up to $10,000, and every project with potential stands a chance to win a minimum of at least $1,000. So we'd love to call any additional space engineers and enthusiasts who are building within the space tech sector to join us. This is a very unique opportunity for people that are interested in space exploration and resources, and we're very excited to review all of the projects that submit. This is definitely going to be a focus of DoraHacks going forward, making this a very long-term program. So once again, I'd love to welcome Laia and SpaceRadar, who's joined me here today. SpaceRadar is a platform that helps users plan missions to the moon and easily determine the best vehicles and services for their payload. For the audience who's with me here today, please feel free to share any questions you may have during the demo session on YouTube or Binance Live chat room. You can also DM me directly on Telegram. My handle's @BrianDora, and I'll be sure to ask Leia your questions. So with that being said, I'd love to turn it over to Leia to give a quick demo overview of SpaceRadar and demo. Please take it away.
Thank you very much, Brian. First of all, I can speak in the name of SpaceRadar. We are very thankful to be here with you today and to share with the DoraHacks community our platform. So SpaceRadar, we are a platform that helps users plan missions to the moon, as you said, Brian. You can find us already live at www.spaceradar.io. And basically, we aim to connect humanity to opportunities within our solar system. You probably know that it's been 50 years since the first missions to the moon, but now the space era is taking off again. At the beginning, only public companies were allowed to plan missions to the moon. We all know about the Apollo missions, but now this is changing. We are entering a new era of space where commercial companies are taking over. We've seen a lot of public-private partnerships. One of them is the example of NASA that is now working with SpaceX to bring astronauts to the International Space Station. But not only that, we also now encounter the new space era, which means that private industry is now entering the space sector because less resources are needed in order to plan missions to the moon, and this makes it more reachable for the private industry. And now, especially in the next 5 to 10 years, we'll have a boom in lunar missions. We know about the public projects such as Artemis, that in the next 5 years, they plan to land again humans to the moon. There's also the Lunar Gateway, which is basically a space station that will be orbiting the moon. And another example of public projects is the Luna 25 space program from Roscosmos, that they are going to land a lander in the moon this year, at the end of this year. Also going to the commercialization, we find companies such as Astrobotic, Intuitive Machines, Deep Space Systems that this year are also going to bring their missions to the moon. And not only the space sector is aiming to launch missions, but also we're expanding to other industries. And two examples of these are the Nokia Bell Labs. Basically, they're working with intuitive machines and lunar outposts to have the first 4G network on the moon. This is from an initiative from NASA. And another example is Onda, who is now researching and developing technologies for human space exploration by the hand of JAXA, the Japanese Space Agency. It was less than a month ago that we actually had the first commercial mission to touch the Unfortunately, they could not do a soft landing, but they have been the first commercial mission to touch the moon. And this is just the beginning, and this just tells us that we're in a great spot to start working, as this is the beginning of a great era for space and a lot of moon missions. As mentioned, the space economy is lifting off. There's more than 250 missions planned in the next decade, and more than 100 billion of USD dollars of investment by 2040. So how does a SpaceRadar play in this industry, and what are we trying to do? Basically, as the space is more accessible by the industry, companies lack the knowledge on what are the best transportation solutions and services for their payload, for their mission. So basically, we have developed a platform that allow users to plan their missions to the moon, shows the users what is flying, where, and when. What does that mean? Basically, we have a list of all missions to the moon. We show when they're going to launch, when they're going to land, where are they going, which type of payloads can they bring with them, with detailed information of their ship manifest, and we help the users find the best match for their mission. Why us? Not only we track lunar missions, we're also thinking of expanding as an interplanetary platform, giving a high-level overview and granular detail on lander and rover manifests. We show users all space transportation products that are publicly available, now focusing on lunar missions. We assist users in defining their payload for their mission to the moon. And we recommend the best lander and rover providers with our platform selection tool. This is very important and something that nobody else has, because our tool is instantaneous. That means that the user can fill the payload requirements and instantly will receive a list of what are the best landers or rovers for their moon missions. And something else we aim to provide, and that I will talk more later on, is that we aim to help users rideshare. What does that mean? That means that if two users intend to bring the same payload to the moon, for example, two users want to bring a camera, but they don't have enough resources to plan the mission on their own, we will identify the users that have the same objective, and we will put them in touch, in contact, so that they can organize a mission together. This way, they will be able to plan the mission to the moon that otherwise would not have been possible, thanks to SpaceRadar and our platform. Our platform is already live, but I'm very happy to be talking to the DoraHacks community today, because we actually have not done the press release yet. So I'm very happy to share an insight of the platform already before the big boom of SpaceRadar. I will now go through the main pages of the platform, and later on I will show you the platform live. So in the home page, we have a countdown. Basically, you can see when will be the next launch window, and you have a countdown with the mission and the company name and logo. Then we have the flight tables, where you see the in-journey lunar missions and the upcoming lunar missions with detailed information of the mission, and on the right you find the ship manifest. And at the bottom, you find a 3D interface. So it's like a visualization tool where you can see the missions that are ongoing. You can see them where they are with the orbits. Of course, this is a very high level visualization tool, and we aim to develop a second version at the end of this year. We have the rovers page. This is a very user-friendly page where you find all the rovers that are available for past and future missions. And on the left, you find several filters where you can filter by launch date, rover mass, payload bay, capacity, power source, available as platform, etc. And of course, you can click learn more, and again, you see the detailed information of that particular rover. We have something similar for the landers page. So basically, you have a database of all landers publicly available, and here you can find detailed information. And again, you can filter this information to find the lander that fits best your requirements. But the key of our website is the platform selection tool, where users can input the payload requirements. For example, a requirement would be, do you need exposure to the sky? Do you need access to the lunar surface? Which type of communication does your payload need? What's the mass of this payload? What's the volume? Etc. And after you have filled all these requirements, the tool recommends you what's the best transportation service. So basically, our mission statement is to provide a full service mission planning and execution platform for interplanetary travel. And now I'm going to show you the website live. So this is SpaceRadar.io. So as you can see here, we advertise ourselves as a central hub for all lunar missions. You can see the countdown to the next launch window of intuitive machines that will be launched on the third quarter of this year. Here you have the launch lunar missions, the first flight table. So here we find the iSpace Mission 1. Of course, we can click the ship manifest. And then here we have more information of this first mission of iSpace. We find the landing site, mission duration, payload capacity, payload size, rover mass, rover dimensions, and the ship manifest as well as pictures and of course the company logo. We also see all the upcoming lunar missions, again with the name, company, lander, destination, launch date, rover name, launch vehicle, and the ship manifest. If we scroll down, we see the first version of the 3D visualization tool. Can see where the spacecraft is, can follow the percentage of the mission until it lands, and can search for the orbits. Again, this is just a complex. Then I will go to the landers page. Okay, so here we are. You can see here the different landers that we have in the upcoming moon missions and the ideas that you can find the perfect lander for your payload. We have this very user-friendly card format. Again, you can filter, as I already explained, and learn more about the lander if you click here. And again, you will find payload capacity, payload size, power distribution, communication, ship manifest, mission objectives. You will find all the details of this lander, and we have the same for the rovers page. It's a very similar format. So we have the cards with the different rovers, and basically, yeah, all the information and all the filters here. So launch date, rover Mars, payload bay, power source, etc. And you have these cards where you can see the company, the mission, the launch vehicle, the launch date, and the landing site. And if you click more, you have all the information that is available and that we can find for this rover. And now we move into for us, the most important, at least for our business strategy. So here you can see it's the payload platform selection tool, where you can fill this form with the different payload requirements. So integration requirements, preferred platform, exposure to the sky, access to lunar regolith, platform communications, payload mass, volume, etc. Payload category, which type of payload. Is it a deployable active, static active? What is your instrument? Do you need a drilling device, a camera? Which type of payload you're going to bring to the moon? Do you have a preferred landing site, preferred launch window? You can select different elements. You can put your name, your affiliation, and your contact email. And once you agree to the conditions and you've put all the data, you submit, and basically it shows you what are the transportation providers and the platforms that best fit your payload requirements. So then you either can contact them directly, or SpaceRadar can help you. So now I'm going to explain you a little bit of our target customers. So we're focusing on startups, new space companies, university research groups. Also, as mentioned, we're not only focusing on the space industry, but we're also aim to help non-space companies, and of course, always space agencies. So we aim to be a platform available for everybody. Our revenue model, we have different strategies. Our main one is to have lead aggregators, also to help users rideshare payloads to the moon, which I already briefly touched upon. We aim to offer consulting services. So not only we have this platform selection tool available for everybody, but we'll also provide consulting services in order to help users define their missions and accompany them all the way until they can launch the mission. So we provide a full service for planning missions to the moon. And last but not least, we also aim to have some affiliate marketing by our community page that I will also explain in the next slides. So just a little bit more insight in our lead aggregator strategy. So basically, we have all of these users, all of our clients. So university research groups, startups, non-space actors, that they want to launch a mission to the moon, but they don't know how, right? We've been talking that just now the space industry has opened to the private industry and smaller groups such as research universities and non-space actors. So these people don't have experience in launching a mission to the moon, or they have never done it. They can access our website, they fill their requirements within our platform selection tool. They get instantly recommended the best companies for the best transportation services, but we store what are the requirements that they have input in our platform selection tool. So then we can go to the transportation services providers and we can tell them what the users expect from the space platforms. So then we can sell this information to the transportation providers companies. We can also use this platform selection tool for ride sharing, as I mentioned. So all of these users will input which type of payload they want to bring to the moon and what are the requirements. Therefore, we can identify matches. So we can identify that, for example, 3 different universities aim to bring the same instrument to the moon, for example, a camera. We can put them in touch so that they can share the costs of a lunar mission of bringing this camera to the moon, so that it is cheaper for them, and then we help them basically collaborate within each other, and we of course would get a commission out of the final deal. So we can also bring these research groups, and we can put them in contact with the transportation providers. I also mentioned the community page where we would have affiliate marketing, but let me tell you a little bit more about this page, because believe it or not, this is also a very important page of our website. Basically, we want to be a reference for the space industry. We want users to come to our website, not only to find the best transportation services, but we will also, through our community page, post the upcoming news, most relevant news for the space industry. So in this community page, we will have space news. We will host essay competitions for students and young professionals in order to get sponsorships for researching within the space industry. And this way we will get community engagement. We will also have a type of chat and forum where users can talk and comment about space, lunar missions, etc. We will also advertise upcoming space conferences. We have a space radar Discord, and here will also be where we will post our sponsors and also the affiliate marketing. So basically, this will be an active page where users can come, check the upcoming space conferences, the space news, the competitions that we have ongoing, use our forum and chat, so that this way we can build a known brand, and users can engage to our platform and access it in a constant way. Now I want to share with you our short-term roadmap. Basically, now we are finalizing the community page, and we aim to launch it next month. And the idea for the third quarter of this year is to expand the relationship with the space transportation providers. We will announce our second essay competition. And the beginning of next year, we will integrate the consulting service in our website, and of course, announce the essay winners of the essay competition. We will also be working on the second version of the 3D visualization tool that I presented to you, that was located at the bottom of the homepage. And at the end of next year, we are very excited to announce our first lunar mission. So with collaboration with the company Connectomics, we will basically announce a SpaceRadar payload that will go to the moon. But unfortunately, I cannot disclose more details at this moment. But if you're interested, please follow us on social media, and we will keep you updated. To finalize this presentation, I want to present you to our team, that without them, none of this would have been possible, starting by Dorian, our president, who founded the company and who had the idea to bring SpaceRadar to life. Then I want to present you to Sarah, who is our product manager, and she basically did all the initial development of the website. So the first draft and planning how the website would look like. I am Laia, I'm the managing director of the website, so I take care more of management. And then we have Bavia and Yevgen, who have helped us with all the research for the databases. Yevgen is the lead data analyst, and Bavia is one of the research analysts. And last but not least, we have Vladimir, who is our business expert, and he's been taking care of the business strategy and all the business tasks. And with this, I want to thank DoraHacks again for this opportunity. I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and feel free to check our website. And if you have any questions, I will be more than happy to answer them.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Leia, for a very thorough demo and overview of SpaceRadar. There are a couple questions I would love to ask you while we have you on. The first is, during the development stage of this process, as you were building it, what are some of the main challenges yourself and your team encountered in terms of like bringing this to production, and how were you able to solve them?
So we've encountered different problems. I would say the main challenge has been the databases, right? Like we're dealing with a huge amount of data, and one thing is to collect this data. So that's a lot of work, because the people that are connected live now, that are part of the space industry, you know that within the space industry, there's not a lot of publicly available data, and if there is, it's very hard to find, because basically the companies provide the ship manifest, but they are documents of hundreds of pages, and it's very hard to find exactly a summary of the data of each rover or the lander characteristics and so on. So our team really did a huge effort to find this data, and that's why SpaceRadar is also very key in this process, because we have all the data, all the important data summarized. We have all the essential data that the users need, and so I would say one of the main challenges is to find this data and to organize this data, as we did with all our databases. And in the future, we aim to go one step further and automatize this process. And how we overcame it was because we have professionals within the space industry that have experience in going through the ship manifest, and that could find this data easily. But as mentioned, we aim to automatize this process so that in the future, with more missions, it will be even easier to find.
Awesome. Thank you. That's pretty clear to me. And then finally, I'd like to ask as well, if there's any like competitive landscape. I mean, from my perspective, this seems quite unique, but I'm curious if there was any other teams working on building a similar product, or just what the competitive landscape looks like, and what your goals are to make sure SpaceRadar is the most prolific.
Yes, so there's other companies that have done something similar, but no company has done what we do, right? So, for example, you probably know there's NASA EYES. It's basically a tool developed by NASA where you can see like a 3D visualization of the solar system and some of the missions ongoing in the solar system. But that does not involve the whole mission definition platform, the space transportation platform selection tool. So they only have this 3D visualization. There's also the company Precious Payloads, which is basically a company that helps you find the best launch provider for you. So if you want to launch a mission, what's the best launch provider? And you go to their website, and they have some kind of also like a form, and you can fill the details, and then they link you with the provider for the launch. But we are focusing more on Moon, and Precious Payloads is not focusing on the Moon, so they only deal with low Earth orbit. So we are the first platform like this that is focusing on the lunar environment.
Got it. Yeah, that's clear. Thank you so much. That's really all my questions from my side. I think you did an excellent job on your presentation and demo, and answering my questions as well. Before we wrap up, thank you for bringing these up. I was just going to ask, what's the best way to connect with SpaceRadar if you're in the audience? But
so
it's right here.
It's right here, exactly. So the audience can contact us either via our website. We have a contact form. We also have our contact email. Also, you can find us in social media. As mentioned, we have not done our press release yet, so our social media is still a bit empty because we were waiting for doing the press release. But you feel free to contact us. Check our website, and we will be more than happy to talk to you if you have any ideas, if you want to collaborate. We are open to new ideas and new partnerships. So thank you so much for the time today, and thank you, DoraHacks, for the opportunity. And yeah, I think that's everything. I hope you can check out the website soon.
Yeah, absolutely. And if anyone has any questions for Leah or DoraHacks, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm sure she would be glad to connect, with in the above channels. I would just like to thank you, Leah, one more time for joining us today and presenting SpaceRadar. I think it's been a very valuable demo session. And once again, the whole hope for the space resource and exploration grant from DoraHacks perspective is to foster long-term building, encouraging innovations, and just more exciting projects on the space, the final frontier of humankind, right? Outer space. So we're very excited to have this program and to already have some very interesting projects and very promising teams building for it. So if you're interested in learning more about space exploration and resource grant, DoraHacks in general, please feel free to reach out to us as well. Navigate to dorahacks.io. You can connect with @DoraHacksOfficial or @BrianDora on Telegram, or reach us on Twitter or Discord as well. So with that being said, I'd love to once again just final thank you to Leah for taking some time out of her day, and thank you for our audience for joining. And that concludes the episode 1 of Space Resource and Exploration Grant Demo Day. Thanks, Leah.
Thank you very much.